It's been a crazy big week for CS2 investing, starting off with the Austin Major sale. Now, if we want to look at these capsules right here, we are seeing 200% ROIs for some of these, talking about that Contenders, which contains these 16 unique stickers. Now, obviously, this is due to the fact that the sale is on, but you cannot sell the stickers just yet. If you were one of the first to unbox these capsules, you probably have made a pretty decent profit if you sell them right away when that trade lock is up. Otherwise, honestly, it's going to be very interesting to see everything for the Austin Major sale for these capsules specifically. We've seen a lot of movement inside of the major capsule market over the past week, and especially over the past month. It's going to be interesting to see if Austin translates that immediately, or if we're going to be having a bit of a prolonged period before we see people really taking a large interest into Austin. Now, obviously, it's very important to note that we are going to be seeing most likely one of the longest sales in the history of the game, considering it took this long. I mean, obviously, this major's been over for a long time to just get to the point where a sale is released. It could be very possible this goes into October, November. Honestly, it's not something that's going to be ending overnight. I don't necessarily think investing today is going to be a smart decision, especially considering we're going to have a lot more time to get a lot of interesting data that's going to be very useful in the upcoming months to see if it's even worthwhile, and you can make an investment then. Skinland is today's sponsor, and if you're looking to sell your CS2 skins, they are the #1 spot. Now, with Valve's latest update, you have to wait 7 days to go ahead and get your money, but with Skinland, you're going to be able to get the best rate possible with a $10 free bonus on your first trade. Now, don't forget to use code MasterShiny for that bonus, and the best part about this is they are one of the first to bring this back, and they are the most safe option to sell your CS2 skins for cash. They've also got a massive marketplace if you're looking to pick up some CS2 skins as well, significantly cheaper than the Steam market. I sell on Skinland for the best rate, so don't wait. Now, following that up, we've got the brand new M4A1S Solitude coming into the game, which is extremely better than the XM1014 we had previously, and that's why the price is back up to 25 stars. In my honest opinion, it's on the same level as what we saw for the Deagle Heat Treated, but there is some couple caveats that come with this. First up, the Armory is the exact same. Otherwise, obviously, a lot of people are really hoping we would see some sort of change inside of this area, and the ROIs inside of the Armory themselves right now are not anything absolutely crazy. We're seeing relatively average for what we know is going to be there moving forward. It's unfortunate because obviously there's a lot of money to be made here, but I am definitely going to be keeping an eye out for this. M4A1S Solitude is 25 stars like we said. It's a very interesting skin because there is some randomness that comes with the pattern, although honestly, I don't think anyone's really going to be overpaying for a specific pattern. You're going to have more than enough opportunity to sell it. It's probably going to be an okay ROI, especially in the beginning, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be anything like the heat treated blue gems because there's not that unique level with this specifically. Then we get to rare cases. Now, rare cases are one of my favorite areas to talk about. You should know this by now, but there's one area that's actually not been doing that amazing. That's going to be your Prisma 1 and your Prisma 2. They've actually seen a little bit of a pullback over the past month, potentially losing upwards of 15%, which is a crazy decrease for rare cases. Obviously, this is at a time where other cases are not doing the most amazing as well. There are some that are staying relatively stagnant, which is at this point honestly a good sign of what we want to see. I'm really not too worried about these long term, as I've talked about consistently. These are some of the best when we look at all the fundamentals about them. The unboxing numbers are dropping down very slightly, and this could be to do with what we're going to be talking about next as well. Honestly, when we're looking at this case overall in this situation, I don't really have too many major concerns that are going to be long lasting. We want to look at the active duty cases as well. Those are down really significantly in a time period like this, so it's not too surprising we would see some pullback for the rare cases. It's very interesting though. Some of them, like the Snakebite, are consistently at this level, and some of them, like the Prisma 1, Prisma 2, have pulled back slightly. I don't necessarily think that these are too big of a concern, but they are very interesting inside of the current market nonetheless. Now, there's a very interesting development coming with the arms dealer. Now, this guy from the original update back in like 2014 has made an appearance, and now it's in terms of a volatile case. Now, this is such a very undeveloped area. We don't have a ton of knowledge. What we do know is they've added it into the game files as something called volatile, and it's a new separate differentiation. So it's not like your normal skins, it's not like your stat track skins. Think of like Souvenir. That's what a volatile skin is. It's going to be volatile. We don't know exactly, but we've got a couple different things. First up, you're going to be able to, it seems like, buy something from these cases that are volatile without actually having to open it. And I'm not going to speculate on it too much because we don't have any more information. Honestly, you got to keep in mind that we also have skin rentals for some of these newer cases, so it's not too big of a surprise. I don't necessarily think it's going to be something that's going to switch up the market. Look at how rentals have completely fallen off in impact. It's going to be something that's just going to be eliminating more cases, at least it seems like, hopefully at this point. Now, we talked about it a little bit previously, but the Evil Genius's Stockholm Hollow is still going up, and overall the major capsule sticker market is still extremely strong, which is actually quite unusual considering the fact is this was not an area over the past year that really saw any interest. Now, we're seeing these capsules consistently going up in price, which is really good for obviously the the people that are already holding these. In my personal opinion, I don't think it's in a position where I would make a new investment into it. That's just me personally. I think the major capsule market is one that people really underestimate how saturated it is. Combine that with the fact is that honestly, a lot of these capsules really fall off extremely hard in terms of the people that really want to unbox them. The ROIs on these are always less than 100%, so no one's making money unboxing these capsules, and therefore you have to have someone that's really interested in specifically Antwerp or specifically Copenhagen or a specific major to go ahead and unbox these capsules, especially on a consistent basis. I definitely think you've got much better options elsewhere, but the truth is these things have been going up, which is really nice to see after a long period of stagnation. Now, another area we consistently come back to is going to be the agent market, and the agents have been looking extremely strong over the past month. Now, obviously agents are in a position where nothing is fundamentally changing about them. There's not any more coming in, but there's also not any of them that are really being created unless someone leaves the game. With that being said, the agents are not in a position that is really a stagnation over the past month. The majority of them have seen some pretty crazy growth, considering the only thing driving them is the pure demand that comes behind it, consistent to the previous amount of demand. I really like what I'm seeing from agents right now. With that being said, the agent market is definitely a volatile one. Let's be completely honest. If Valve adds in more agents, these ones are going to immediately drop in price. Now, they may recover relatively quickly, but you do have that volatilization inside of it. Combine that with overall agents are just kind of a wacky area. We don't really have anything that's hard evidence to compare it to. It's a skin market, which means it does get impacted if we see potential updates like this, which is something that Valve has added in the code when we're talking about clothing and a bunch of other stuff. There is the potential that that could boost up these prices even more. We don't really know, or it could absolutely drop them if now you could do that on a normal agent and you don't need an actual paid agent anymore to do something like that. Now, one area that's crashing in price we talked about a little bit before is going to be those active duty cases. Not too big of a surprise here. Obviously, these are extremely volatile. We're seeing a little bit of a summer pullback, but we're also going to be including those 3 brand new collections. I think a lot of people really overlooked because they got stable relatively quickly. These collections theoretically can really only go down in price. They are consistently being created, and there's a reason why every single active duty collection right now is worth on average 7 to 10 cents. They consistently go down in price. These ones will sit higher than that because they do have high tier skins that are valuable, but they're not going to be consistently 5 to 6 times as valuable as what we're seeing right now. These are going to be consistently going down in price. It just takes time, and unfortunately, I don't think that you're really going to be able to get your money back if you've already invested in. And I would highly suggest avoid investing into these collections. These are not investments. If you want it for play skins, that's another thing, but they're most likely just going to be decreasing in value until they get removed, which we don't even know when. Now, talking about what to do right now, honestly, don't make any rash decisions. If you're looking to make an investment, it could be a decent time because overall the market is in a little bit of a pullback just because of the summer we're going on, and honestly, it's probably going to be relatively short-lived considering summer is almost over, but make sure you're using data to back up your decisions, whatever you do. That's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.